Previously, we saw the Goths rise from northern tribes to a major threat on Rome's borders. Now we follow them as they reshape the empire itself. After Adrianople, the Visigoths were allowed to settle within Roman lands as foederati allies tasked with defending the empire. But tensions remained, and in 410 CE, under King Alaric, the Visigoths famously sacked Rome. For the first time in centuries, the Eternal City had fallen. Meanwhile, the Ostrogoths, once under Hunnic domination, regained independence. Led by Theodoric the Great, they established a kingdom in Italy, blending Roman traditions with Gothic rule and governance. The Visigoths also moved into Hispania, founding a kingdom that lasted until the 8th century. They codified laws, promoted Christianity, and preserved aspects of Roman culture. Though the Gothic kingdoms eventually fell, their influence endured in law, art, and the very imagination of Europe. From northern warriors to rulers and builders, the Goths were far more than Rome's enemies. They were architects of a new Europe. But let's rewind a bit. After sacking Rome, the Visigoths went on to conquer more territory. In southern Gaul, their king, Alaric II, prepared for a new campaign. But in 413, he met his end at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains. Though the Visigoths had hoped to emulate the successes of their cousins, the Burgundians, across the Rhine, the coalition of Roman and Visigothic forces defeated them. Alaric II's successor, Theodoric the Great, initially pursued a peaceful coexistence with Rome. In fact, he converted to Christianity, but when he entered Italy, it was as a conqueror. The Ostrogoths took turns ruling over Italy, North Africa, and even Spain. Their success was due in part to their ability to adapt, adopting Roman administrative structures and even using Roman law as a basis for their own legal codes. But the Ostrogothic kingdom was not without its challenges. Theodoric faced rebellions, including from within his own family, as well as pressure from other Germanic peoples. By the mid-500s, the Ostrogothic kingdom had been reduced to just Italy, yet their influence stretched far beyond their borders. In Spain, the Visigothic kings adopted a similar strategy, balancing between war and peace with the Romans while expanding their own power. By the 600s, the Visigoths controlled most of the Iberian Peninsula. They, too, blended Roman and Germanic customs and left a lasting impact on the region's culture. Though the Visigothic kingdoms eventually fell to the Moors in the north, the Franks, the Lombards, and the Anglo-Saxons, the Goths left an indelible mark on Europe. From the ruins of Rome to the laws of the Visigoths to the cathedrals of the Spanish Renaissance, the Gothic legacy lived on. The Goths remind us that history is not just about empires falling, but about the people who rise, adapt, and leave their mark long after the battles are over. And with that, part 2 of the Goths has come to an end. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.